The last race of the day then, the Senior Masters final. Carl Churchill and Sam Dimolo on the front row of the grid with Kieran Gordon and Joe Richardson, Lawrence Yeomans, Nichols, Mills, Friday and Rainbird rounding out the top 10 on what is once again a very tightly packed grid. But keep an eye on the lower end of the grid. The number 1, Joe Paterson, starting from the back, as to his Brian Trott, the number 2, alongside the 3-time world champion Barnaby Pittingale. 3 big names at the back. Here we go into the first corners of the race then. Oh, Dimolo's got sideways. How did they all miss him? That was a very big moment, and that could have been a red flag, but no, Dimolo loses it on his own there by the look of it. Churchill taking the lead in the first corner. Kieran Gordon getting away from that one in second place. There's a little bit of a tussle. Oh, it's all got messy. That looks like Paterson has gone. The number 1, yes, Paterson has gone. It was Mills who went into Knowles, and Cox got involved as well. Look at the damage on the back of Tom Mills's cart, the 107. It looks like he's done 2 rounds with Joe Calzaghe there. So down into Wilkins. Let's look at it again. Look, he's already sideways before they even get to the apex. He's had a massive punt in the back. Knowles gets clouted. Jason Cox in the 174 has nowhere to go, but that's caught out last year's champion Joe Paterson in the 1. That is a big moment in this race. He was already down the back and he got caught out. Sam Dimolo, 4th in the World Championships twice in Easykart, down in 17th at the moment, but it's Kieran Gordon who's gunning for the lead behind Churchill as the 210 moves into 3rd position. That's Joe Richardson. Good move there as he holds off the 214 of Ben Yeomans. Great little battle for 3rd position between these two. Just looking back in the pack, trying to pick out Pittingale and Trott. We already saw Joe Paterson obviously get binned off at the Stratford hairpin, so he's going to take a long time to get through the field. Pittingale and Trott not able to make massive inroads in the early stages. You could still see a Tyrone Stansfield-like performance in this race though, with 3 big names at the back of the field. Don't forget Dimolo, of course, who went off at the first corner, trying to make the move there. That was Matt Ogle in the 184, didn't quite get the move done there. Now, just saw the number 1 of Paterson go through, so he's down at the back of the field, so he's going to have to do a huge amount of work, but he is making progress. That's Churchill running wide. Churchill runs wide, and this is Kieran Gordon's opportunity, but he doesn't capitalise on it yet. He's got Bruno Ferrari chicane to negotiate, but it's not quite gone his way so far. So looking at the order then, Churchill from Gordon, Richardson and Yeomans. Here they come, the top 4. 5th is Adam Nichols in front of Pete Mills. And then we look back to Lawrence, Rainbird, Giles, Friday, Nichols and Wheatley. Jamie Wheatley is there in 12th position. Looking at the big names, Dimolo is up to 13th ahead of Fisher, Ogle and Hill. Pittingale up to 17th now, so he's made his way past Stewart. And then it's Trott in 19th place. Oh, contact as the 251 makes the move, and that's not gone well. Jamie Wheatley, broken nose cone there. So Wheatley in big trouble. Let's have another look at it. See if we can get the replay. Yes, here we go. Wheatley on the inside, trying to make the move on Nichols, and that's not gone well at all. Broken nose cone, that's going to end his race almost certainly. But Trott is up to 19th place, Paterson up to 22nd at the last count, so they'll probably both move up a place or 2 with Wheatley now. Oh, Neil Fisher in the 120 in trouble. So it looks like the tyre is rubbing on the bumper there. Big problems there for Fisher. So I think that might be his race run as well. So we've lost Fisher. I think we've lost Wheatley as well. So back towards the front. The battle's still raging. Churchill out in front. Gordon 2nd. Here comes the 210 of Richardson. Trying to make the move on the inside. Not going to happen under braking. Yeomans is still there in 4th position in the 214. And then it is Adam Nichols, son of Steve Nichols, both in the same race. Redefining the term lad and dad race team because they're both in the same race. So let's see how this plays out for Nichols in 5th position. He's dropped back a little bit from the leading 4. But there's still plenty of time. Let's look back. Where's Pittingale? There he is. So Pittingale still making his way through the field, and not too far behind was Trott. And a couple of places further back is Paterson. So those 3 are starting to make their way through, as is Dimolo actually. Dimolo 13th position at last count, but he managed to dodge out of the way of the Wheatley and Nichols department. In fact, there he is. So he's just outside the top 10 at the moment, Dimolo, working his way through. It's broken through quite quickly, it has to be said, despite that spin at the first corner. So Dimolo determined to get himself back. In fact, just as they enter, as the leaders enter Bruno Ferrari chicane, there is Dimolo, right at the back of the queue. So he's about 12th position at the moment, working his way up. So good performance so far from Dimolo. Great recovery drive. Is it going to count for anything? We'll have to see. For the top 3, still the same. Churchill, Gordon, Richardson, then Yeomans. And Yeomans is under pressure himself now from Nichols, with Pete Mills in 6th position at the moment. Down through Cafe Corner once more. No major place for the lead. And a nice move on the inside. That looked like the 7 of Rainbird trying to get up the inside. Didn't quite get the move done there, though. Here's Ben Yeomans. 4th position. Club 100 Sprint Champion in 2006. He's come a long way since then. And now a leading light in the Masters Easykart Championship. So we'll see if he can get a first win of the season in the final. Great battling at the front, though, as Churchill holds off the attentions of Gordon, Richardson and Yeomans here. 6th position at the back of this little queue. That is still Pete Mills in the 134. Trying to get on terms with the 5 guys in front. And it's great to watch these 6 just pull away. Up in 7th place now is the 9 of Lawrence, just in front of Rainbird. Tried to make the move done, but it wasn't going to happen. And Dimolo is in amongst that little group, so he's charging through the field nicely. I think Paterson has made a move on Trot further back, and they're both trying to get close enough to the 3-time world champion at Easykart level, Pittingale, who is there or thereabouts, but he could really do with moving further forward. Top 6 now being caught by Lawrence and Rainbird. Giles and Friday are in that lot as well. And Dimolo, I think, having just moved up into 11th position. So Dimolo is coming. We've already had 2 hard charges today. We had Stansfield in the cadets and Williams in the senior light. So we're going to make it 3 out of 3 here, because it's really interesting to see Dimolo charge through the field. Watching lower down, that's the 7 of Rainbird. He's finally made it through to 7th place in front of Lawrence now. And then Paul Giles in the 258 is 9th. Paul Giles, formerly a mechanic for Andy Cox, he decided enough of the tools, I want to go racing, and he's putting himself in the frame very early on in the top 10 in his first race. Problems there for 140 and 214. Their arms are in the air. Looks like they apologise to each other while racing. Sorry, guys. Mark Lawrence, number 9. Looks like he's out of it. So problems there for Lawrence. There he is. The cart has pulled up. I actually saw him in the marshal's post there, just chatting to the Orange Army Brigade. That's a very disappointing way for Lawrence's day to end. That's put Rainbird up into 7th place, Giles up into 8th, and I think Dimolo is now in 9th position, so he's working his way through. Still out in front though, Churchill, Gordon, Richardson, Yeomans, Nichols. No, a couple more places Dimolo's made up now. He's now up to 7th place, so he is really charging. These 6 had better be careful, because they need to keep the pace up. Stop scrapping with each other, boys, and pull away, because Dimolo is out for vengeance here. He wants to make up for the mistake he made at the first corner. Pushing hard, there is Dimolo, 7th place. Then it's Rainbird. Looking back, Pittingale's making up some good ground, and he's taking Paterson along with him. So they're all 3 of them making some good ground up through the field once more. Out of the 3rd position, there's the 210. Really struggling to hold off the attentions of, that's Adam Nichols now, having moved his way up into 4th position. So Nichols, having finally made the move on Yeomans, he's going to try and get another place done. Dimolo, Rainbird. So once again, Churchill and Gordon, 3rd position, still Richardson, but is he going to have the legs on Nichols here? Nichols, arm in the air. No, that's Yeomans. Yeomans has got back through. So Yeomans has made his way back past the 140 of Adam Nichols. And so that battle for 4th position continues, but they're going to lose a lot of ground here to Dimolo if they keep this battling up. But obviously they want to go for the win, but Dimolo, he's in no man's land in 7th place, and he's got a clear track in front of him. He's got a great opportunity to close up. Look, there he is. He's coming. Dimolo is charging. It's not going to be much time left before he's going to be on the back of this top 6, and it'll be a top 7. And with the red mist, as a lot of these racing drivers do when have on them when something has gone wrong, Dimolo is going to be charging up through the field once more. 20-lap races, halfway home at the moment. Full race coverage, of course. Every single lap of this particular race is covered. Not a single moment missed. And up to 3rd position, great move for Yeomans. He finally gets the move done on the 210 of Joe Richardson. So Richardson is going to have to play catch-up, and that move has actually dropped them back a little bit from the 2 leaders up the inside. That's Nichols. He gets the move done on Richardson. Very nicely done indeed. So up to 4th position. And that's going to get him closer to the back of Yeomans, who has put himself in the top 3. But Dimolo's right on the back of these 6. He is getting closer all the time. So Dimolo's 7th, Pittingale is up to 10th now, Paterson 13th, Trot is 15th. So all 4 of them are starting to make inroads into the leaders. They are coming. Churchill, slight error through Stratford hairpin, but he's not close enough to Gordon for that to make any difference. So Gordon there in 2nd. Here's Pittingale coming into picture now. Yes, he's in that little group of carts battling for 8th place, but he's up to 10th at the moment, so he's coming very quickly indeed. Rainbird at the head of that little queue for 8th position. Pittingale is 10th, 2 places back, 3 places back from that is Paterson, and 2 behind is Trott. So they're all flying through the field rapidly now. Second half of the race, this is where drivers will stop the defence and they'll go on the attack. The only one who will be defending is your leader Churchill. Dimolo, 6th place now. He was down to 17th on the first lap, don't forget, and he's now into the top 6, so he's finally broken ground and into 6th position he's gone. So, how are these 3 at the front? Churchill, Gordon and Yeomans going to cope when Dimolo charges forward and puts his own nose cone into play here. He's up to 6th, right on the back of the 210 of Richardson. Nichols in 4th, of course. Yeomans is getting closer and closer to these 2. They've been battling all the way. They've pretty much been line astern since the start. And Churchill and Gordon. Finally, Gordon is going to have a look onto the inside. Up to Cafe, they're side by side. He's up on the curb. That's very close, but he runs out wide. No, Churchill's gone. Churchill has gone out at Cafe corner. He just got too close to Gordon, lost the back end, and he ended up going straight on. So Gordon is now in the lead in the 2-3-4. Pittingale closing down on Rainbird, so that's put him up a place as well. I make that 8th position. Dimolo now up into 5th, and your leader is now Kieran Gordon. Incredible stuff here, and it's only going to get better from here. There is the 3. Oh, disaster for Carl Churchill. He is absolutely fuming at that one. Very close battle, and it just ended up in tears. But Yeomans has hit the front now, so Yeomans has taken that opportunity. He's got through, and there goes Dimolo up to 4th place with 5 to go. Churchill stomps off in the background. He's not happy not to be part of this anymore, but Yeomans has hit the front for the first time in the 2-1-4. Second now is Nichols going to make a play around the outside of Stratford. He's going to try and cut for the undercut, but no, not quite. So it's Yeomans, Gordon, Nichols and Dimolo up in 4th place. You'd never have thought that on the first lap of this race, but he is now a major player in the A final. Down towards Hanger once again and up to Wilkins. Oh, here we go, Nichols on the inside. Thank you very much. And that's left the door open for Dimolo. Can't quite get the move done on the outside of the apex. So Gordon is having to defend once more. And Dimolo down to 5th position because back into play. Who's that in 4th position? Oh, Dimolo makes the move on the inside. Up to 4th place once more. My word, it's changing corner by corner here. And Dimolo up to 4th place once more. But it's Yeomans out in front. Then Nichols, then Gordon, then Dimolo. Richardson and Mills part of this little battle as well in the top 6. Mills getting a better line out of Stratford. Richardson having to go defensive. But Dimolo is on the back of the top 3 at last. And he is gunning for it. Pittingale having a nice little scrap with Rainbird. Looks like Yeomans getting the signal from Nichols on the back. Nichols is charging to Yeomans. Come on, we need to get away from these guys. Dimolo right on the back of Kieran Gordon in 3rd position. And it's going to be these 4 that play out this race. Dimolo on the inside of Gordon. Can he make the move? I'm not sure he got there. And up the inside goes Nichols. Nichols takes the lead. So Adam Nichols moves up into the lead of this race at a critical moment. Just a handful of laps to go here. And Dimolo now going to the outside line. Can he go right around the outside of Yeoman? Surely not. They're 3 wide out of Stratford hairpin. And Dimolo is going for the lead. Never mind 2nd place. And he gets into 2nd position past Yeomans. That is absolutely spectacular driving off the hairpin on the outside line, the dirty line. And he gets into 2nd position. Dimolo is on fire here. Brilliant stuff. Yeomans down to 3rd, just in front of Gordon, Richardson and Mills. Pete Mills in 6th position must be thinking, well, I've got the best seat in the house, but I need to get through. And with 2 laps to go, they're running out of time to make this play happen. Fantastic stuff. Dimolo hits the front for the first time by the look of it. Yes, he's got past Nichols at last. Nichols is not happy about that. He wants to get back through. Back on the undercut, up on the curb. Dimolo takes it back. No, you don't, sir. Yeomans is on the inside of Nichols. Going for 2nd. He gets it. Beautiful line into the right hand of the Ferrari chicane. We have not had the last of this one yet. A lap and a half to go. Yeomans looks back to Nichols, and they're going to try and get away from the men in 4th, 5th and 6th. But this is amazing. Dimolo after spinning off. Now we've lost another place. That's Kieran Gordon down to 4th position. Back marker gets out of the way. 1 lap to go. Let's have a good one, boys. And it's going to be close. Not sure if this is going to end up being Dimolo's. He leads the race, gets the fastest lap, but Dimolo's worked his way up to the front. But Yeomans is still in the fight here. Nichols has dropped back a little bit, so it could be a 2-man scrap. But at the hairpin, Nichols has made up plenty of ground, running wide a little bit there. Dimolo, Yeomans, Nichols. And then Kieran Gordon up to 4th position, having got past Richardson. Mills in 6th position, and it looks as though Pittingale has got onto the back of this group as well in the 2:05. So Dimolo looks behind him. Look at how much work he's had to do to get into this position. Dimolo has given it an absolutely barnstorming drive, and from the back of the field to the front, checkered flag. How satisfying is that moment? Brilliant for Dimolo. Yeoman second from Nichols in third. Some great work from the drivers moving their way up through the field. And how close was it in the top 15 or so? They came across the line practically together. Brilliant win then from Dimolo. He lost it at the first corner, brought it all back again. Yeoman second from Nichols third. Kieran Gordon, Joe Richardson and Pete Mills rounding out the 6th. With Friday, Pittingale up to 8th, Paterson up to 9th, and Paul Giles pushed down to 10th. Amazing work.
Adam, 7th on the grid. Quite an intense race. What was it like for you?
Yeah, I had a really good start actually. It was one of them hold on into the first corner and come out in 5th cleanly with a nice bit of gap. Yeah, there was a lot of defending going on to start off with, which was lucky for me because I had a really struggling bottom end all weekend. There was a couple of little comings together throughout the race, which I optimised as best as I could. Got into the lead just through everyone battling and managed to squeeze through it, all clean and everything. Sam got me into the first corner. I knew it was coming, and because I was struggling bottom end, I thought I've just got to just accept it and hold on. And if we defend now, it's too early, and we're going to get swamped. And yeah, so third, and a good race.
Ben started 6th on the grid, battled up to 2nd place. Talk me through it.
Yeah, I had a reasonably good start, and it was quite defensive at the beginning. Everyone was on the inside of the corner, so it was hard to make my way forward. Halfway through the race, everyone started going back more to the racing line, so that's when I started to attack people and to go forward. Managed to get into the lead for a few laps, and I was struggling a little bit with bottom end, so I was having to defend once I got to the lead, which made the pack come back onto me. I knew it was going to be hard from there, but I'm happy to finish 2nd considering.
Was it tough out there?
It was, and I made it unnecessarily tough for myself when I took myself out on the first corner, dropped to about mid-20th and got my head down and worked up. It was good.
Did you think at that point you were going to get back up to the top podium?
Up till I was about 10th place, I didn't, and then I got to 10th and there's a big battle going ahead, so I kind of got my head down a bit more and managed to reel them in, and just good, finished well.
So what is it? Is it your kart or is it you that's got the skills?
Me, all day long. Otherwise, my dad and my mechanic would take the glory if I say it's them.
Cracking opening weekend for the Easykart Masters. Carl Churchill and Kieran Gordon chasing down the top 3 in the point standings. Adam Nichols, after a strong weekend, holds 3rd, with Joe Richardson chasing down the man of the moment, Sam Dimolo. What a recovery. And with racing like that, we can't wait for the 2nd round of the championship in a few weeks' time at Three Sisters in Wigan. See you there.